Hello viewers, welcome once again back to my channel, Math Made Easy with PDY. It's a great privilege coming your way once again on the use of the calculator. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please kindly do me the favor by hitting on the subscription button and also the notification bell so that anytime that a new video is uploaded, you'll be the first person to be notified. Please, your comments are welcome in all the videos that I actually post. Like and share it with your friends so that math will be easy for everyone. Now in today's episode, we are going to learn how to use the calculator to solve quadratic equations smartly. Most of these calculators can be used to solve quadratic equation in section A most of the time. So we are going to use our WASSCE questions as sample questions for this lesson. Now to begin with, we have one question which came in the year November 2007. It was an update question, and per this question it says find the values of x for which the expression 2x plus 3 times 1 minus x is not defined. So when you have any rational function and they want the undefined value, all that you need to do is to consider the denominator, because when the value for the denominator is actually 0, then we say that the function will not be defined. So with this, we are going to have to select the denominator, which is x multiplying x plus 1, and we have to equate it to 0. So in this case, it's already been written in a factor form, so you could have just gone straight ahead to say that x is equal to 0 and then x plus 1 is equal to 0. So for that matter, solving for x in the next term, then we have x equal to -1. Therefore, the solution is x being 0 and x being -1, which is possible answer C. Now, we could have also gone ahead to use the calculator, but before you can use the calculator to solve such a question, then you must see to it that the quadratic equation given to you is written in a standard form. And the standard form is always in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So per our question, which is x into bracket x plus 1, when we equate it to 0, then there will be the need for us to expand, and then we have it as x squared plus x equal to 0. It tells you that it doesn't have a true constant, which is a c. So we are going to select the coefficient of x squared, which is our a. So the coefficient of x squared for a in our question we are solving is actually 1. And the coefficient for x, which is b from the original quadratic equation, for our question, it is also going to give us b equal to 1. Now let's go to the calculator. So going to the calculator, then we press on the mode button. Then we select equations, which is number 5. Then when you look through the bouquet of programs, you realize that we have the standard form of all quadratic equation at number 3. So we select function number 3. So now we have to key in the values of a, b, and c. Hence, our value for a is going to be 1. Then you press the enter button or the equal to sign to shift the cursor to the b. That is also 1. Now you realize that our c in the question, c is actually equal to 0. So we have our c value as key in 0 and then equal to. Then you press the enter button again or the equal to sign. Then it gives you the values of x you are supposed to obtain. So we have x equal to -1 and then pressing the enter button again, it gives us the value for the second s value. So x again is equal to 0, which is the same solution we obtain as possible answer C. I believe you've understood how to use it. Now let's go to another example whereby we are asked to find the values of x for which the function x squared minus 7x plus 8 all divided by x squared plus 2x minus 8 is not defined. So remember again, if the function is not defined, if it's a rational function, all that you need to do is to select the denominator and equate the denominator to 0. Per our rational function here, the denominator, which is x squared plus 2x minus 8, is a quadratic function. So to solve for the value of x there, we need to equate it to 0. So it becomes a quadratic equation. And we need to verify whether it's been written in the standard form. So the standard form is what? Ax squared plus bx plus c. So that we'll be able to select our coefficient of s squared, x, and then the true constant, which is the c. So per our question, then it means the coefficient of s squared, which is our a value, a is going to be, what do you think? It's going to be 1. Our b is going to be 2. And then our c is going to be negative 8. So you don't have too much time. Just go straight ahead and program it on your calculator for your solution for the quadratic equation. So we just go for the mode button, and then we select equation number 5, and then we select 3. So we key in the values for a, b, and c, which we know a to be 1, press the equal to sign. Then we have b as the number 2, press the enter button or the equal to sign. Then we select negative 8, and then we press the enter button. Then we press the enter button again, then it gives us the solution for x. So we have x equal to the value 2, and then pressing the enter button again, it gives us the second s value as negative 4. So going through the possible answers, we have x as positive 2 and negative 4, which is possible answer D. So moving on to our next example, we have for what values of x is 6x squared minus 17x plus 12, all divided by 6x squared plus x minus 12, undefined. So it's also equally a rational function for which we need to consider the denominator and solve for the value of x at the denominator. When you analyze the denominator, it's equally a quadratic function. So in order to solve for the quadratic function, then we need to equate it to 0. So we have it as 6x squared plus x minus 12 equal to 0. Now it becomes a quadratic equation. Therefore, solving for the quadratic equation using the calculator, we need to select the coefficient of s squared, the coefficient of x, as well as the true constant. So the coefficient of s squared, which we know represents a, is actually the value 6. And the coefficient of x, which is the b, gives us a value of 1. And the true constant is c, which is equal to negative 12. So programming this on our calculator to get the values of x, then we have to set our calculator to the quadratic equation solution mode. So we go through equation, which is number 5, and then we come to number 3. So we key in the values of a, b, and c. So we have 6, enter, 1, enter, and then negative 12. Then we press the equal to button and press it again for the first solution. So the first solution, we have x equal to the number 4 on 3, and then we have again x equal to negative 3 on 2. So when you go through, you realize that the possible answer is possible answer A. Let's go through other work examples. So let me scroll down. Going through other work examples, I have a similar one there. Find the values of y for which the expression, which is a rational function, is still undefined. So you go through the same process. So just select the denominator, which is actually y squared plus 4y minus 21, and equate it to 0 and solve for the value of y. Hence, it now becomes a quadratic equation. Remember, this time around, the variable in the question is y. It doesn't mean we can't program it in the name of x. We can still go ahead and do that. But remember, when you are stating your values, it's still the value being y. So the coefficient of y squared for a is actually the number 1. And then the coefficient of y, which is our b, is equal to 4. And then our true constant c is negative 21. So now let's go ahead, program it on our calculator. So mode button, set it at equations, which is number 5, and then select 3. After that, then we key in the values of a, b, and c. A is the value 1, press the equal to sign. Then we have 4, equal to sign again. Then we have negative 21. And therefore, press the equal to sign once again. Then you have your x value. The first x value is equal to 3. And the next x value gives us negative 7. So we have x again as negative 7. So looking through the possible answers, then we have the possible answer C to be the right solution. Still going forward, we have another question whereby it still needs the idea of solving quadratic equation, which is find the least value of x for which the expression 2 minus x squared, all divided by 1 plus x, equals 0. So it means that you want this function to be equal to 0. It's still a rational function. So in order to solve for this function, to get the zeros of this function, all that you need to do is to equate just the numerator to 0. So the numerator, if you analyze it, you realize that it is a quadratic function. So it is giving us 2 minus x squared. Then we equate it to 0. But in order to write it in the standard form, whereby we always know that the x squared comes before the x, before the true constant, then we can rearrange. And that can be written as negative x squared, because we are just rearranging, minus x, and then plus 2. And this must be equal to 0. So from here, then you can compare it with the quadratic equation, which is always ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Therefore, it tells us that our a value is the coefficient of x squared, which is actually negative 1. Our b value is negative 1. And then our true constant is equal to 2. So now we go ahead and program. So having been in the quadratic solution mode on the calculator, then it means that we key in the value of a, b, and c. So a is actually negative 1. Press the equal to button. Then the b is also negative 1. Press the equal to button. And then the c is actually 2. Press the equal to button. Then you press the equal to button again to display the solution. So we have x equal to 1. And the next x value is negative 2. So x is equal to negative 2. So the question demanded for the least value of x. So the least actually requires the smallest. And the smallest among the two values, which is 1 and negative 2, is actually negative 2. So the possible solution is possible solution D. Possible solution D. Now let's go to other work examples whereby it demands that you go straight ahead and solve just the quadratic equation. But as I told you, before you can solve for any quadratic equation using the calculator, you must see to it that you write it in the standard form. And the standard form is always ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Always remember that. Then you select your coefficient of the coefficient of x squared, x, and then the true constant, which is the c. So find the solution set of the equation, which is x squared plus 5x minus 14 equal to 0. Remember, our main target is to use the calculator to make this work simple so that we can move on to another example. So you can go ahead if you want to use the factorization method or completing of squares method or to use the quadratic formula. There is no problem, but remember, you need to work smartly. Therefore, let's go with the calculator. Hence, with the calculator, our A value for that question is going to be 1, our B value is going to be 5, and then our C is going to be negative 14. So let's program it on the calculator. So we set it in the mode. We're already in the mode, so we just key in the value. So we have A value as 1, enter B value as 5, then we enter again, then the C value is negative 14. Negative 14. So with negative 14, then we press enter button again. Then we are getting x equal to 2, and then again x is negative 7. X is equal to negative 7. So going through the possible answers, finding the solution set, we have 2, negative 7 or negative 7, 2. So where do we have it? We have 2, negative 7, and that is possible solution A. So moving on to other work examples, let's scroll down. Let's scroll down faster. So we have, if one of the roots of the equation x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0 is 3. So one of the quadratic solutions is actually 3. Find the other root. So you are finding the other solution. All that you need to do is just solve this quadratic equation. And as I told you, we are using the calculator to get it done fast. So x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So our A value is equal to 1, B value is equal to negative 5, and then our C value is equal to 6. So let's key in. So we have A as 1, enter, B as negative 5, enter, and then C as 6, enter again. Then we have our X, one solution as X equal to 3, and then the other solution as X equal to 2. So we have X equal to 2. So remember, they told us that one of the solution is 3, and that's the 3 we have here. So we should find the other root. So the other root is actually 2. So the possible answer is B. Let's go to the next one. So having 8x squared minus 5 equal to negative 6x, it's a quadratic equation we need to solve because the highest exponent of the variable under discussion is power of 2. Therefore, remember, before you can solve for any quadratic equation, it must be written in its standard form. And what is the standard form? It should be ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. But if you look at our question that we are solving, you realize that it is not written in its standard form. So we need to actually regroup and equate the whole thing to 0. So we have to transpose the negative 6x to join the left-hand side of the equation. So we are going to have it as 8x squared plus 6x minus 5 equal to 0. Whereby our A value is going to be 8, our B value is going to be 6, and then our C value is going to be negative 5. So let's program. Still in that mode, we have A as 8, enter, B as 6, enter, and then C as negative 5. then enter. So we've keyed it in. To get the solution, press the enter button again. So we are getting x1, one solution to be half, and the other solution is x equal to -5 on 4. So going through the possible answers, we have half there, but we are not seeing -5 on 4. When we write it in a mixed number form, 4 will go into 5, -1 whole number, then we have 1 on 4. So in other words, we are also looking out for -1 whole number, 1 on 4. So that is giving us possible answer D. Possible answer D. Then we move on to the next question. The next question says that if PQ is the true set of the equation x squared plus 10x equal to 96, evaluate P plus Q. So in the same way, we need to find the roots or the solution for P, because we are told that P and Q is representing the true set for this quadratic equation. Hence, when we get the values of x, they are going to represent our P and Q. Therefore, having our x squared plus 10x equal to 96 is not in the standard form. So we need to regroup and write it in the standard form by transposing the 96 to join the left-hand side of the equation, and then we equate everything to 0. So we have x squared plus 10x, then minus 96 equal to 0. So let's program it, and that is going to give us, clearing the screen, we should actually look out for the A, B, and C. So A value is going to be 1, B value is going to be 10, and C value equal to -96. So keying in the values, A is 1, enter, B is 10, enter, then C is -96. And we press the enter button, enter again, we get x value as 6, one x value is 6, and the other x value is -16. So it means one x value can be the P, which is 6, and then the Q will also be -16, or the other way around. By the end of it all, we are asked to evaluate P plus Q. So it means we are going to have 6 plus -16, and that will give us an answer of -10. An answer of -10. So that is possible answer C. Possible answer C. I believe you are following this lesson carefully and you are enjoying it so greatly. Now let's go through our last set of questions and let's see the way forward. So find the true set of the equation which is given as x squared equal to 3 into bracket 2x plus 9. Now it's not in the standard form, so we need to actually write it in the standard form, giving us x squared equal to 6x then plus 3 times 9, giving us an answer of 7. So transposing everything to the left hand side, we have x squared minus 6x minus 27 equal to 0. Therefore, our A value is equal to 1, our B value is equal to -6, and then our C value equal to -27. So go ahead and program it. So clearing the screen, for new programming, we have 1, enter, -6, enter, -27. Then we press the enter button twice. Then the first solution, we have x equal to 9, and the second solution, x is equal to -3. So it means our true set is x being 9 and x being -3, which is possible answer D. So we have a similar question here. Still, we are using the calculator, so we need not to worry so much. So we need to analyze x squared minus 13 on 2x plus 15 on 2 equal to 0. It's already in the standard form. So we just have to key in our coefficient. Someone may like to do away with the fractions. There is no problem with that. You can go ahead and do it. You can also choose to maintain them as they are, and still the calculator will give you the right information. But remember, garbage in, garbage out. It's actually a computer. So if you key in wrong information, it will give you wrong information, wrong answers for that matter. So our A value is equal to 1. Our B value is equal to negative 13 on 2. And then our C value is 15 on 2. So let's program it into the calculator. Clearing the screen for new inputs. We have 1, enter. Then we have negative 13 over 2, enter. Then we have 15 over 2, enter. We press the enter button again, so we are getting the answers as x equal to 5 and the other x value is equal to 3 on 2, or you can write it as one whole number 1 on 2. So looking at the possible answers, we have x equal to 5 or x equal to 3 on 2, which is actually possible answer D. Now to the last question, solve 4x squared minus 16x plus 15 equal to 0. It's already in the standard form, so 4x squared minus 16x plus 15 equal to 0. A value is 4, B value is negative 16, and then C value equal to 15. So key in, we input A is 4, B is actually negative 16, and then our C is 15. So we have x1, or one solution, x is equal to 5 on 2, and the other solution, x is equal to 3 on 2. But when you look at the possible answers, you realize that they are in mixed number form. So we have 2 goes into 5, 2 whole number, 1 on 2, and 2 goes into 3, we have 1 whole number, 1 on 2. So we are having either 2 whole number 1 on 2 and then 1 whole number 1 on 2, and they are all positive solutions. Therefore, we have possible answer C. Now, this is how you go about using the calculator to solve your quadratic equation with ease. You don't have to stress your mind in doing any other thing. Once again, thanks so much for joining the lesson and taking your time to watch my videos. Kindly subscribe if you've not, and kindly share this video so that we can reach out to more people who find mathematics to be difficult. Thanks so much, and God bless you.